Hey Geeks! We're back with another sci-fi review. This time we're reviewing the Season 2 premiere of The Expanse, the two-part premiere. Episode 1 was titled Safe, and Episode 2 was titled Doors and Corners.
Obviously, spoiler warning if you haven't seen it yet.
Okay, Season 1 was so good. It was a really hard act to follow. But if Season 2 stays as good as this premiere, oh my god!
Yeah, these two episodes were phenomenal.
We were just talking about before we hit record how it didn't feel like two episodes.
I didn't know that it was 2 episodes because we DVR'd it, so we just, watched it. And I didn't even realize that it was 2 episodes worth of material. It sucks you right in. Yeah.
So, right off the bat, we meet a new character, Gunnery Sergeant Bobby Draper, and she is awesome. I cannot wait to learn more about this character.
Yeah, I've read all the books up to date, unless they've released a new one here recently, and she is probably one of my favorite characters from the books. She's awesome. I can't wait to see her story.
See how they adapt it to the screen?
Yes.
Gunnery Sergeant Draper is a hardcore badass, and I'm really looking forward to seeing more from her. She wants a war with Earth as of the premiere of Season 2.
Yeah.
And how her attitude might change as she learns things. Because it seems like every character we meet somehow gets tangled into the proto-molecule experiment.
Yeah. And she wants a war because they started a war which caused Mars not to have the environment it should have already. And she's mad about it. So she wants a war to kind of pay them back for setting Mars back just because Mars didn't want to stay in tow and be part of Earth anymore.
Moving on to the Rocinante crew, starting with Miller, who by the end of the episode, he's starting to feel really part of the crew. They have this moment where they're talking about the hijacked cheese, and it seemed like he really did bond with the entire crew, even Amos, and they had duked it out earlier in the episode. But
and when he said he was going to be part of the ground crew, Holden told him, "Well, leave your stuff. It's waiting when you get back." So he was totally becoming part of the crew.
But then, at the end of the episode, he straight up executed the scientist. The scientist is ranting, basically, about how there's already a war going on, and the first shot has already been fired, and there's this threat coming from beyond the solar system, and they had to do what they did on Eros in order to prepare for this war, and Miller just straight up executes him, and Commander Johnson and Holden are both like, "What the hell, man? What are you doing?"
Yeah, because Johnson and Holden are both Earthers, so they're like, "Oh, yeah, there's we have a threat from out of our solar system." And Miller is a belter, and his thought process is, you used belters for your experiment. If this continues, you're going to continue using belters. Yeah. And that's the disconnect, that even though they're fighting on the side of belters, that Holden and Johnson couldn't comprehend. That wasn't their first thought, was the scientist was going to continue to use belters. Theirs was, oh crap, there's aliens trying to kill us.
Also, Holden and Naomi hooked up, which I didn't see coming at all, and oh my god, what's Amos going to do? Holden's, he even talks to Naomi about it. He's like, now, he knows you two aren't together, right? He's not going to try and kill me because this is something he has threatened to do. So, I don't know. I don't want to... You probably know what Amos' reaction is going to be. I don't want to know, but oh my god, what's Amos' reaction going to be? And the last member of the crew, Alex, I for the first time, I think, in the series, I really liked Alex as a character in this episode because he feels just so guilty that they didn't save enough belters from Eros.
Yeah, he can't comprehend, the rest of the crew is basically we did what we had to do. If we had stayed longer, we would have died. And he's not quite there yet. All he can think is, we had more room. Why didn't we take more people? But, what he hasn't compromised, or what he hasn't thought of yet is, if they died, so would have all the people they just saved.
Well, and I think because he was the one running the tests on the Belters they did save, he's the one that's looking them in the eye as they're going, why didn't you save more?
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody else in the crew has gone through that. So I think the fact that he's kind of gotten to know these people on a personal level is kind of getting to him. Moving to Earth, Christian was almost assassinated.
Yeah.
And I thought for sure she was going to die when the communicator started going off. And it was like, get out of there, get out of there. I was like, oh, she's going to die. And then she didn't. And I'm happy about that because she is awesome. She's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, she is my hands down favorite character. I love her. I love her freaking costuming. Oh my gosh, her outfits are amazing. But like, I just love her character because like I feel like she's very sneaky and conniving, and like she has a plan, and sometimes it takes a couple of episodes to catch up and figure out what she's doing.
And sometimes she does come across like a villain, but
Yeah,
she's
but she's
not.
No.
And I think
no.
that's fantastic. And one of the things that The Expanse does remarkably well is the political stuff. The political stuff in almost any other show would be really boring, but in The Expanse, it's riveting.
Yeah, it's like edge of your seat.
I want to talk about Fred Johnson again for a second. Christian wants to get in contact with him, but I still don't trust him because he was a little too eager to trust the scientist.
Yeah, like he was really eager to jump on board, like, okay, yeah, we're gonna continue this, like, but I'm in control, this is how it's gonna go. Like, he was totally willing. And although Holden wasn't stopping him, he wasn't backing him up either. Like, it was just a little scary.
Because he was telling the scientist, he's like, look, we need all the data, we want to know everything that you know about this thing. I'm like, he wants to weaponize it too. And that's really, really frightening.
Yeah.
And one last thing I want to discuss briefly. In various reviews and blogs and stuff that I've read on this episode, a lot of people are picking apart the research station and why the exterior defenses were so fortified, but the interior defenses, they were using gel rounds. You have some ideas.
Well, I've read the books.
Yeah.
So, but when they go inside and they find these scientists and they unhook them from the computer, they turn like rabid and feral. It's because they're not there willingly. If I'm remembering correctly, they're being forced to work there, and on the occasion that they get disconnected from the system and try to escape, the security with the gel rounds need to immobilize them and get them back into work. So, like, the security's not there to keep people out, it's there to keep people in.
So the defenses on the exterior of the station, they're there just in case one of the scientists makes it all the way through and takes a ship. They can shoot it down before they get out.
Yeah, now that's if I'm remembering it correctly, but it does seem to fit with the scientists went like completely berserk once they were disconnected from the system. I don't think they want to be there. I think they're being forced to be there.
I think that's about all we have for this video. If we missed anything or if you have anything to add, let us know down in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed this video, tell us by dropping a like on it and subscribe for more reviews.
And thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.